Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm. Wait. Everybody calm down.
Help!
Here. Oh, take my hand. Ah, come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No, get it away from me.
Take it. Take my hand.
The Bogan force is too strong upon us. Our spirit is broken.
The Bogan is strong with you, but not nearly strong enough.
I am Lord Darth Vader, First Knight of the Sith, and right hand to His Eminence Prince Espa Valorum, the Master of the Bogan.
Let's see how you go with a can of beer up your exhaust pipe, mate.
Individually, we are weak, like a single twig. But as a bundle, we form a mighty
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney? Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard. Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Oh, I never knew I loved the Flintstones that much. What's up, Rob?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Oh, working hard, hardly working, all that good stuff. Got onto the coloring of visions. Started that this morning.
Oh, like you're not doing that now. You'll get skinned alive, mate. You got to.
I know, right? Lieutenant Hughes says, "Really, Bancroft?"
I'd need to see some like written formal documentation from Malin saying that it's okay to go live with you coloring his colors.
I wanted to find something that would like blur it. Couldn't get it to work. I mean, I didn't look that hard, but yeah, nah. But I figured I'm gonna draw the visions piece is set in the catacombs, so I'm gonna continue my drawing, and shading in some skulls. And I thought if I shade it. What's that?
You've got a hold of the word catacombs there. You're good.
Catacomb. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's how it's pronounced. Yeah, I figured I can talk and shade quite easily. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. Yeah. See, Mo has it. Catacombs. Exactly. It's tomb. Yeah. It's Tomb Raider. Catacomb, same word, same pronunciation. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat tonight. Thank you everyone for joining us on this late hour draw stream, sort of draw stream, fake draw stream. Sumo Thori is in here. He's first, unfortunately. Sumo means all Bubkas tonight. This is not late night with Comiskate, so it's like I almost don't see. We got Linkovich in the house. He says Sacre Bleu. Can you pronounce the title of the stream?
Oh, I did before. What? Hang on, where is it? Let me read it again. I'll just load up YouTube for a sec. Arrête, c'est ici l'empire de la mort.
Close.
Come on. How is that out of
close? Well, I mean, I look. I don't know. Close. I mean, not close at all. Give that about a 3. It's Arrête. C'est ici l'empire, and I'm not saying that right either. I've got an accent. De la mort. You don't pronounce the T on the end. Actually, you don't pronounce a lot.
Stupid language. No wonder they never win.
You know what it means? Do you know what it means?
No wonder they never win any wars, Mike.
They actually have won the most wars in all of history.
Doesn't count.
Do you know what it means?
No.
It means stop. This is the empire of the dead. The catacombs. I've been in there. I read that sign. All right. We also have, who else do we have in here? We've got Frekov Feldercab. We've got Darren Wagner. Great to see D-Wag. I never know if this is Jamie or Jame. I'm going to say Jamie. James just doesn't sound right. But he likes me. So
Jaime.
No. Hemi. It's Hemi. Raiden says, Un jambon beurre sandwich, s'il vous plaît. That means he wants a ham and butter sandwich, please. I used to call. She won't like me saying this. She's like, "Don't you say it, you prick." I used to call Mel ma petit jambon, which means my little ham, just because I like the sound of it. Spooky. We got 40% Z in the house. Cancroft is here. Yeah, I know. I don't speak Spanish either. I don't speak French either. I just pretend I do. Sheev is here. Skip's here. Edwin's here. Who else is here? Arthur Line. Did I say Sheev? I think I did. Got Jeremy Burt's in the house. Alphonse is here. Who else? Scrolling down, seeing some people. Perth Comics. Looks like the Catacombs of Paris. Hail. Yeah, that's. I've got a setting in Painted Death based on the Catacombs of Paris, and it is actually in Paris, but it's not the same catacombs. All right, well, we're 6 minutes in. I apologize to everyone. We can't say hello to everyone. This isn't a Lord Crackhead stream.
I
spend
can
the next 20 minutes saying hello to everyone. I mean, you can throughout the stream. You know how it goes. Mo says that was actually pretty smooth, Bancroft. Thank you. I have my moments. Ma petit jambon. Hang on, there was some German in there. I want Rob to say that one from Jav Styler.
Ich verstehe nu Bahnhof. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
That's like French and German together. Ich verstehe nur Bahnhof. Moi,
No,
Bancroft.
it wasn't aggressive enough, Bancroft. You got to read it with some aggression.
It says, I only understand Bahnhof, which is station. But then he says moi, which
I know
is
some
French.
German.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Say it.
Scheiße. Ashno.
What? What's that?
Ashno.
Ashno? What's that? What does that mean?
Brown eye.
Does it? I'm not familiar with that. Camel, if you want to come in, feel free to save us. I know you said you don't like to stay up this late. It's Scheisse, Rob. Scheisse. That's
What did I say?
Not Scheisse.
It's close enough.
Sumo Thori says, put me in the corner, you bogan. Nah, it's fine, whatever. Sumo, you know the rules. Do I have to play the video again? God damn it, every time I have to play the video.
I may be down, but I'm not out. Tom Brady's never out. You broke the rules. You I broke the rules. You breaking the rules. You broke the rules. You broke the rules. How you found out I broke the rules? Yeah, you broke the rules. I'm commissioner. I can break the rules because you guys broke the rules before. But I didn't bust you enough. Just because you didn't bust us enough for breaking the rules, that doesn't mean you can break the rules busting us now. Both of you guys, I can do whatever I want. I'm breaking the rules. You, I'm Tom Brady. You, I'm the commissioner. I'll make up new rules.
Rob, I'm just trying to explain the rules. We obviously don't do the first thing on the draw stream. It's too much. Whoa. Dave speaking Dutch, is it?
Guten Morgen.
I can't do it. Guten Morgen, no. That's
oh god, can I
all right, are we going to draw
from your own stream? Yeah, please.
Did you send Camel the link? Or are you waiting on me to do that?
I'll do that. F Camel.
So are you going to do it or not?
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Did I say hail to Mo Biggs? If I did,
no, you ignored Mo.
That's a disgrace that you've done, Rob. Absolute disgrace. Africa. Someone says Afrikaans is worse. You speak a little Afrikaans. Matt speaks Swedish chef. Herlig.
Oh god. This is like the opposite of Rob 10th Day.
Why?
You trying to speak languages I just don't understand.
I used to be fluent in German. That was a real thing that used to exist.
Mo says Bancroft also ignored multiple requests from me to pronounce words and phrases. Yes, he did, Mo. I saw that. Because
I wish I could go back.
Bancroft ignores
I missed
you,
them.
Mo.
I'm sorry.
Bancroft ignores you. I'm going to.
I did an entire stream. I did an entire stream just to make up for ignoring Mo too much. It's Camel there. You gonna let him in?
No, I'm scrolling. You can let him in.
Oh God. What's up?
Hello.
Rob's in a mood tonight, so it's a good thing you're here.
Great. I can outmood Rob.
Hang on. Mo wants me to say I had to run a little. No, that's comb. I had to run a little comb through my hair. Tomb, catacomb, comb, and that's it. Don't expect me to explain how it works. I just know it does.
Are you working on anything, Camel?
I am. I can't show it tonight because it's for Malin. So.
Oh.
You know what? It's almost better. Sometimes I think I draw better when I don't have people like looking right at me.
Yeah, that's why I only do easy stuff.
Yeah.
Because like mindless stuff.
Where I am now is like, it's a part of the inks where I'm like, I might have to do cross hatching, and I'm like, I might want to try different things, and so it's like I kind of get. It's better if I can just do it in my head and not have to feel like I'm being watched.
No, I feel you. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm just gonna be shading in skulls. So I've drawn a whole bunch of skulls and copy and pasted a whole bunch of skulls.
Did you tell people how the pieces we're working on are like identical?
No, I didn't. Camel showed me what he's developing for Visions, and I was like, oh, so you copied me. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, all right, you've got a female character in a pose like that, showing leg, in high boots, hair waving, underground, bricks and catacombs and everything. He's got zombies. I don't have zombies.
Yeah, but you have skulls. So they're still surrounded by death. They're wearing the same clothes. They're in an underground tomb. They actually have a very similar pose on a staircase. Just bizarre.
Very similar.
Very. I mean, like, when you put them side to side, you'd be like, okay, so they don't really look alike. But it's almost like if you punched in a bunch of, like, phrases or something into an AI, and then it was like, okay, now you do your version, and I'll use this AI to do that version.
Yeah, it does actually. But it wasn't pre-planned. We're just that simpatico. That's all.
Hey, man. Great minds think alike.
That's all.
That's why Rob doesn't do anything we do.
You got a super chat here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm back.
Pork Hunt. Is this a church in Rwanda, 1994? Ooh.
What did you call him?
It's mean. It's mean, guys.
Pork Hunt. Yeah? Did you get it?
Say a bit faster.
No.
Hilarious, actually.
No, it's not. It's in Paris. It's still set in Paris. It's very ancient. It's been there for thousands of years by now. It's a setting in my story, Painted Death. Please do sign up to the mailing list. Link in the description.
You're just going to ignore Mo there, Bancroft? I mean, I know
What's
that's
he saying?
your thing.
Bancroft, is the word catatomb or catacomb? Do I have to do this? Hold on a sec. Let me find something here. Hold on. I have to do this. I can't believe it. Let's sort this out once and for all.
Joe Ball says, I guarantee nothing in Visions 2 will look like my death piece.
Probably not, no. All right. All right. Okay.
Yeah, Lethal Divas just said it's catacomb, but I mean we can't hear how you're saying it.
All right, hold on. I'm figuring it out.
Text to speech.
Google Translate. Here we go. Ready? Okay. I've written in catacomb in English in Google Translate. Here we go.
Catacomb.
Did you hear that? Catacomb. Let's play it again.
Catacomb. Catacomb.
There we go. It's catacomb, everyone.
What else can I say? Coitus.
Debate settled. I've got to be careful when I share screens not to bring up. That was not English. I got to be careful not to bring up the Malin piece because I've got it open because I'm sort of referencing how I did the shadows.
And when I saw your thumbnail, I was like, is he... I didn't realize what you were drawing. I thought maybe it was like, maybe he's going to do the Malin piece and just zoom way in. I don't know. I
thought about that. I thought about doing like like this, but the joke would wear thin.
Yeah.
A little while. And I've got to do like I wanted to set it in this setting. This is where it's set here. You guys have seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
I put this to the side because it was doing my head in, but I realized I was doing all these bits on the interiors here because I want to make this a print or something. But then I thought I don't have to get that finished by the time I go live. I just need to get the bit finished that's going to actually be on the page, on the campaign page. So that's what I'm going to do now. That should save me a lot of time because that means I'm almost finished. Well, relative.
What are you working on, Camel?
He just answered.
Yeah, but are you going to show it? You're going to share it?
Dementia?
Today I really
me? I can show it for a half a second if you're really interested, but
no, don't show it. Don't show
it. There you go. It's
It looks like a white. Oh God!
Yes. Maybe you can show that.
You can show it for a second. There you go.
Every time.
I don't know Checkpoint. He's drawing some dude coming out of this liquid that looks like a suspicious
catacomb
white
liquid. It's not going to be white in the book, okay? It's this is a very, very, very important location in the Lucent. And
there's too much detail.
Wow.
It's too much. I can't handle it.
Too much? Well, it's not colored yet, Rob. I mean, I don't know what to say. Hang on. Why is that snapping to that? I shouldn't be doing that. Well, that's what I'm doing now. I'm like shading it in because at the moment it's very flat because I just drew the outlines of the skulls.
Why do you have to put all the other artists down like this, Bancroft, with all your detail?
I'm not. What do you mean? There's so many people who are more detailed than I am. There's one of them in the chat, wasn't he? Wasn't Joe Ball here?
Stop flexing, mate. You got to just calm down a little bit.
Actually, I can show you the page that this is on because it's going to appear on the campaign page. I've already shown that off anyway. So
Mo says if it's catacomb, it should be white, Bancroft.
It's not white. It is not. That would be lewd. Travesty says, get a damn skull brush. Well, look, I'm not a purist. Like I have copied and pasted these, and that's what I'm doing now. So I'm sort of like drawing the shading over them so that they're a little bit different. But I'm not going to be drawing every single skull individually. I'm not a
Bancroft.
I am a draughtist, but I'm not that much draughtist.
What's the cheapest workaround you've ever done?
Well, copy and paste. I mean, copy and paste the whole background. And then sometimes you can just like skew it so that it like because the perspective changes, works fine. So this is the page here. So that starts off. This is like the top-down view at the top. And but that's coming from the previous page where you're like zooming in through different levels, and then this is like a close-up.
What the hell is a liquid, Bank? Why can't you tell us what the liquid
is? A very Well, it's very mysterious. It's very important to. It's like a key element of the, and it's not. I'm not telling you because it's not revealed what it is in Painted Death, but it's very important to the whole structure of the secret society that exists and sort of rules in the story.
Oh, I like what's going on the right here. What's that? Or is that a dude?
You've seen that. That's the dude getting his shower. I've shown up these pages. Okay, so it zooms in. He's coming out of the liquid. It's very viscous. It's dripping off him.
I have a question.
He steps out. Yep.
Is the liquid a liquid that exists on Earth now?
I suppose it could. That would be very disturbing if it did. Like highly disturbing. Okay? I'll just say that.
A pool full of comb.
It's not a pool. It's not a pool full of comb. Anyway, so I've shown these. He exits. He stands out here. He's got like a servant here. She's pulls on this chain. It douses him with water, cleans him off. This guy's here waiting to tell him some important news. He gets the robe on. There's the dong panel. I haven't updated these in the thing. And yeah, and they have a little discussion and away we go. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. But as you can see here, I only have to draw these outside bits by the time the campaign launches. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's not Mercury 7 and 7. No. Okay, I'll tell you this. It's a brew.
A brew?
Yes. It is a brew of things. How about that? There you go. It's not too mysterious. I'll stop screen. I'm so nervous sharing screens again that I'm going to click on the friggin'. I'm just going to close that actually. I'm going to close it because I'm just so I'm so scared. Did you hear John going at
who?
Hurt the other day?
No, I love it when
he
John
was like,
yells at people. So much fun. As long as it's not you.
Classic John. I know. I was thinking like, I'm glad I'm not fucking Perch right now.
I'll have to go back and watch it. Yeah,
it's on Shane's channel.
There's a Perch and a Perth. They're two different people.
They're two different words. Perch has been around forever. Perch is around. He had a channel before CG even started. I remember that. I'm pretty sure, actually. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. And Perch does he just talks comics. That's his whole shtick. And he tries to walk the fence, never taking a side. But he sort of took a side by repeating anti-CG stuff. Just like, he said the other day, there's corners of CG where they don't want black people in comics or something like that.
There are?
Yeah, that's what everyone says. And Perth, who's in the chat right now, he says, I registered my domain in the 90s. There you go. He makes funny short videos and stuff.
Oh, all right.
Ethan listened to the Perch video just earlier as well on that. That was a great stream. It was a classic. Yeah. You should go and listen to it. Everyone should. It's classic. I was thinking I could so easily make a cartoon out of so much of this if I had time.
If you had time. Haven't you finished the Shane one, mate?
I know. I got halfway through it and I was like, yeah, well, I got Jasper yelling at me. Get the book out.
Yeah.
I've taken on pinups. I've taken on a cover. I've taken on another secret cover. I've taken on a bookmark.
So you've just you're taking on everyone's work, but the work that I ask you to do. Is that basically it?
Yes. It's not basically it. Exactly it.
Thought so.
It's actually the reason for it. He's like, if I could do anything to not do Rob's work,
it's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
Perch has always been obnoxious. Perth. See what you've done here, Camel. You've said that one person is the same as the other person, and now I'm confused. Good job.
It's not that confusing.
I mean,
Perth Comics is not Perch, Camel.
Okay.
No, definitely.
Look, I don't know or pay attention. I hear words and I confuse them. This is not new.
Lots of people were saying, Bancroft, is it virgin blood? Malt liquor? Beer? It's the comb of 1,000
There's
insults.
there's no alcohol involved. I'll say that. There's no alcohol.
It's a Lazarus pit.
Heard that said.
Goat blood and bull cum. I
What are
like
we
it.
talking about? What?
Ethan's in the chat. He says, "Where's that episode of the Ballers? Shane and John do the." It's not Ballers. It was yesterday, Ethan. So it might,
Yeah,
it's
I
probably
think it's
his
just on
latest
Shane's
video
channel.
if it's still up. It's just on Shane's channel. Yeah, it's the four of us. Starts about, I think, about 25 minutes in.
Are you on there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't say. I mean, it's you're there to watch John respond.
Can you send the link even though it's unlisted?
Hold on a sec. Yeah, I remember someone was sharing it today. I'll go to my Twitter.
Simeon says it's unlisted.
Yeah, well, okay. I'll send you the link, Ethan, because I've got it on Twitter. Someone was sharing it today, saying you should go watch it.
Everyone's sharing it in chat. So
oh, cool. Okay,
got it. If you want to.
Okay. There you go. Yeah, that's the one.
What was Malin saying?
He was just he was mad. He was not having a bar of any sort of, unverifiable claim or anything like that. He was like, yeah.
I think Malin is underrated. Like people don't appreciate. He's actually fairly intelligent, I think. Anyway.
You say it. Why? It sounds like an insult.
Yeah, most people think Malin's a total Nimrod, but he's
very articulate. Malin.
I think he's
or
I
at
think
least
he's a
1,000
dude.
on the SAT.
No, I was.
Most people don't.
I was sitting there while it was happening, just thinking, I could never do this. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I could never just turn this on. I don't have it in
me neither. Obviously,
like that sort of fire. Like there was fire in Malin's belly that night, and he wanted to let it out. I was thinking it's a really good thing to have in your arsenal to be able to turn on the heat when needed.
I love it how my compliments sound like insults. I don't intend it to be that way. It's just the way things come out of my mouth.
Just your
it's just me.
Just your winning personality. Ethan had a more sort of take on it, because at the end of the day, Perch's whole take was like he didn't really say anything. He just pointed out what was already obvious, threw in a few claims that he said, like, I obviously deny, but I'm not out there denying it. That's the whole point. It's a whole big thing. It's a whole big thing. Rainey was there. She was actually pretty animated too. She was getting angry. I just have a hard time getting angry. That's my thing.
You just got to lean into it. It's pretty easy. Once you give into
it's
the
not
dark
that easy
side.
for me. It's not that easy for me. Sumo says, I've seen 9-year-olds copy and paste faster than this. I'm not copying and pasting. I'm actually shading. I'm inking things in. I'm inking shadows in at the moment. So. Yeah. But the guy, Josh, that's actually, and because it was all about Jeremy's, Roquefort stream. And
Perch was. That's what it was about.
Yes. But essentially what happened is this guy is a fan of Roquefort. He saw that he'd launched a book, he saw that there was going to be a celebration stream for his launch. So he went and watched it. And he was like, oh, this is great. Look at this. Everyone's having fun. They're just, we spent hours. You were there, Rob. We spent hours just talking about Kenneth and what we really love about this and that. It was super positive, and books were selling and everything. And we're doing giveaways. And yeah, it was fun. It was a great stream. So at some point, someone must have mentioned Comicsgate. So he's in there having fun, and all of a sudden realizes, oh shit, this is Comicsgate.
Am I one of the baddies?
Yeah, so he's like freaking out, I guess, because if all you've ever heard is these guys are the alt-right, these guys are the neo-Nazis, and he said he felt like he was at a Klan rally in a ghost costume.
The fuck?
That was the way he put it. But okay, it sounds bad, yes, obviously. But I think what his meaning is, he's been told that CG streams are like Klan rallies, okay? And so now he finds himself at one, and he's like, everyone's saying hello to him, everyone's super nice to him, everyone's really getting involved. And so the only way that would happen is if you were actually at a Klan rally, is if you were wearing a ghost costume, and then they would think you were one of them, right? Poor choice of words, especially not something that I would want to amplify out there if I was Perch, okay? Because that's just sort of perpetuating the narrative. Anyway, the point of his comment was, he was like, holy shit, these guys weren't that at all. This was awesome. This was great. People were selling comics. People were buying comics. It was the giveaway. He actually won one of the giveaways. The guy who made this comment, he actually won something that day, that night. So yeah. And Perch is like trying to say, well, Perch asked the question, okay, well, if you don't want to hang out with CG because you don't like the quote unquote drama that it brings, then what's your option if you want to enjoy comics and sell comics on YouTube and in a promotional network? And the conclusion is there is none. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist outside of CG. This is the only place where that happens. So you either have to deal with the fact that it's CG, or you don't partake. And that was Ethan's point as well. When he listened to it, his big takeaway was the culture war is happening, whether you want it to or not. And that was addressed to Perch. He's like, you want to stay drama free, you want to not be involved in anything, you can't. Because they're coming for you, it's coming for you, no matter what. So if you're trying to walk the fence and not take a side or whatever, someone is going to put you on a side just by talking to someone that they don't like. So yeah. It's as Shane said at the start of the show, he was like, this all happened just because Perch needed to do a third video for the day. So he was like, oh, I got an interesting comment here, let's talk about this. And here we are, 3 days later, still talking about it.
Seems to go through waves, though, the drama, doesn't it? Like, there's not much for a little while, and then, all of a sudden, there's a few things in a row.
It's like in The Godfather. This happens every so and so. It needs to happen. Gets rid of the bad blood. Yeah, I don't know.
Perth says you either joined CG or you were told you were CG.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Perch was bringing up Rags and Tim Lim and Doug Ernst and all these guys. And it's like, to the left, those guys are CG whether they want to be or not. Like, they've decided. Comicsgate is essentially, to them, Comicsgate is just someone who's blacklisted from their industry. That's what Comicsgate is to them. So they'll just put that label on you and you're out. And he did say that. Perch said, So this is probably the biggest, you know, the biggest takeaway from Perch's video that Comicsgate can have is he said, oh, there are streams out there where comic skaters say they want blacks out of comics. He said that. He said that's just, you know, and that's just something you have to accept if you're CG, that you'll like be lumped in with them. So yeah. Everyone's like, where's that stream? Where are those people? I don't know. Is he talking about John Malin jokes? Is he talking about some dark corner of CG that we've never seen? We don't know. Didn't elaborate. Could be talking about my jokes. Could be talking about my stream, actually. If you dropped in on one of my streams and you see the chat joking about K values and how you know, Bancroft's trying to keep the blacks out of his comics, and then you're like, you come direct from the left to there, and you hear people joking in such an openly ironic way, yeah, you'd be like shocked, like, how can they say that?
Yeah, but you're willingly ignorant at that point, right? You're purposely taking it out of context. I mean, if anybody says that as their go-to reasoning or example, then they're an idiot.
But people take Comicsgate out of context, though. Like, they come up with their own reasons or meaning for what it is and what we are. Shane says, he said we need to do something about our racist image.
Yeah, and Ethan talked on that one as well. He said, well, no, that's not us. That's not our response. That's not for us to do. Because the entire mainstream decided to join hands together and smear an entire fan base, and then later an entire group of creators trying to promote to that fan base. That's not our... I mean, I guess we have to live with that, but that's not our job to defend or anything like that. Because anytime you defend this stuff, all you end up doing is... making yourself look guilty, and it's not going to change anyone's mind anyway. Well, the way you change people's mind is just by putting out books and selling them, and eventually, that's what Ethan said. He's like, just stick to the program and get new, as the whole thing grows, new people come in, and then you just outlast them. That's the only way to do it, because at the moment they control the narrative. So
I would say currently, though, you know, the definition of what people consider racist keeps getting shifted. You say anything that, you know, is whatever they want to say is racist, and now you're racist. It's like you make any joke that is slightly off color or could be offensive to somebody, and now you're a racist. It's just like, so it you know, it's not even really worth paying attention to. It's like, what? So there's no jokes now? We're not post-joke society? Get the fuck out of here.
Lots of great comments in the chat here. You got a super chat from Sumo Thori. You might want to take Bancroft.
Sumo says, I'm going to go undercover and find those streams. Bancroft will never see me coming. I won't. Thank you, Sumo.
D says, I agree with Camel. They look for what insults them, even if it's not insulting. There's lots of good ones here. Just don't address it from Gremlin 10 and keep making comics fun. Shane says, becomes an SJW game of Simon Says. Shelley said, where did she say it? She said, I've never seen or heard anything racist in CG. Neither have I, but, you know. Antoine says, defending oneself against spurious accusations lends validity to the charge.
Exactly.
And you've got to
see how he puts it. See how Antoine puts it.
He's very intelligent.
I could never.
Neither could I. I'm not even.
He's very articulate, Rob. Would you say?
Very much so. The most racist thing you will experience in CG is the way Rob says emotional damage.
Oh, yes, but that's not what. No, it's not racist. It's just peak cringe. It's so cringy we couldn't even put it on Camel Knights.
You got a super chat.
Oh, Pork Hunt for 5. Peach argument is like blaming Holocaust victims because They didn't deny the evil things the Nazis said about them. Yeah, but it is. It's like that. It's. I mean, I hate to sort of. I don't want to say like, oh, we're victims or anything. But like, definitely, the narrative is against us, and it's not our responsibility to defend that.
Camel, do you want to read this one? Because neither I or Bancroft can read that.
Okay, I do say Abo in the chat whenever anyone from fake country of Australia stream.
Shirley says, you'll always find what you're looking for. They will twist anything into something bad. I've got a question, Bancroft, and like, why do they go after certain people, right? Like, obviously with Ethan, it makes sense. He's like, he's always stirring the pot. He's the big fish. But, obviously Shane gets it. But why do some people get it and some people don't get it? Like, why hasn't Dale Keown, received the night letters from people or the hate from the SJW side?
I don't know if he hasn't.
I don't think he has. I mean, he's mentioned it on streams, like he's received nothing from them.
Oh.
So why is it certain people and not other people? I don't get that.
Maybe they still want to. Maybe they're still holding out hope that he's going to like come back or something.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a book.
I can't really answer
he
that.
Doesn't have a campaign. Maybe once he has a campaign, that's when that stuff will start up.
Yeah, that could be the thing. There's a guy who's actually a regular in Ethan's chat who left a comment on Perch's video saying the sort of cavalier jokes that get said around CG are what's doing damage to CG's narrative. So he's basically saying it is our fault, actually. And you guys need to basically bring yourselves into what the mainstream will accept.
But fuck
essentially,
that. So we
essentially saying we have to tone police each other so to kind of clean up our act, so to speak, if we're ever going to be accepted, because we're too edgy. Essentially, that's what he was saying.
So so we're meant to just sit here and take all the slings and arrows and not say anything back and just, be 100% good and not make any fun or have any fun with it. Just sit here and take it all. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but like, do you
I don't think
want
he's
to be
talking
a part
about
of that?
I don't think he's talking about arguing against the narrative. I think he's saying, like what Camel just said, the word that Rob and I cannot say. Otherwise, I mean, that's not the done thing in Australia. But or whatever it is, John's racy jokes that he tells occasionally, or the my K value jokes, or all that sort of stuff is what's keeping people away from Comicsgate. That was his argument.
People are saying that Dale did get it, but not much because he's not on social media and he's got some money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, not being on Twitter is a big deterrent. Like they're not going to go out of their way to try and cancel you if like they have to send emails or something.
Shane says that this came up because Kenneth had a good launch. Let's be honest. Great launch. Amazing. Mo says Bancroft can't even mention his favorite brand of cheese. Oh my God.
It's true. I do like that cheese. YouTube will take my channel if I mention my favorite cheese.
Have they renamed it? I think they've.
Yeah, it's called Cheers Cheese now.
Cheers. Wow, that's fucking shit. Dale, Shane says Dale hasn't gotten it because he hasn't launched a campaign. I mean that's the question. Has Roquefort got much of it? I can't imagine people.
Yeah, he's
go
got a little
after
bit.
Him.
He's got a little bit.
Is it because those guys fight back that they get it? Is that like the reason? Like, Ethan and Shane are always, like sticking up for themselves and what they believe in. Is that why they're getting attacked so much? I'm just trying to understand it.
You're trying real hard to understand it. I don't know if there's that much to understand, Rob. they just will go after anyone that they think they can get away going after. Like they went after Jay Lee when he was burying his dog.
True. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Antoine for $2, Mike.
Antoine for Jennison for 2 says, I trust inappropriate jokers more than the PC pricks. Yeah, that's it. It's like, look, something as we become more successful and more popular, and people start coming in here and saying, guys, you guys do well. Yes, sure. But you'll never do really well until you sort of clean up your act a bit, until you enough of these drunk streams where you're getting crazy, enough of these racy jokes, tidy up your act, clean up your image, and then we'll talk. That is the SJW mindset coming into Ruin Comicsgate. They recognize it when you see it. That's not someone who has your best interest at heart. Grown adults do not tone police other grown adults. The people will decide what's acceptable to them.
Because Aaron Lepresti got it pretty bad, didn't he? He received it pretty hard from them.
Aaron and Shelley did. Yeah. Yeah, look. No one, I mean, I've never experienced it. No one cares who I am, so I don't have any direct experience with it.
Yeah.
Other than just, that's a comic skater, I'm just an avatar on a screen to people.
It's so funny though, like the harder they go after someone, the more successful the person seems to become afterwards though. It's like
everyone's used to it now. Everyone understands. Like you get cancelled, you monetize the shit out of that. Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. I just need, before the launch of Painted Death, just a little canceling.
Yeah, come
like
at
a
me,
Twitter
bro.
level canceling. Yeah. Nothing like, I don't want you sending weird stuff to my house or anything, but just like run a campaign against me on Twitter or something. Just let's get it to 1,000 signups. That's the sort of thing I'd buy now. I know how to use content that comes at me for my YouTube channel. Never let a piece of content go to waste. Never let an opportunity slip.
I always like it whenever they come after someone, there's a whole bunch of people from the chat basically going and telling them to go suck a dick. I think that's pretty cool. You have a super chat again from Sumo.
Sumo for 10. Thank you so much, man. Sumo is very generous tonight. Hail D. They gifted 5 memberships. Jealous Camel? Did he? Did he really? Hold on a sec. He did. Everyone, thank you so much, D. Did you not see that, Rob? You've got the StreamYards open. Yeah, I know. It's all right. I had the thing open, but it was covered up. That's true. D has gifted 5 memberships to the chat. Now, I think how this works is if you're in the chat and you're not a member, you've got to accept that gift. That's how it works. So have at it. If you want to be a member, snap them up. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So, yeah. Enjoy. Thank you so much, D. That's incredibly generous.
Shelley says we tried to ignore it. This Bancroft fact checking me. D's a legend, dude. I haven't told you yet, but he won one of the prizes in the giveaway, and he doesn't want it because he's got both our books. So he's putting it back into the giveaway. So we've got to redraw it for someone else now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So Travis T has snatched up a membership. Congratulations. Darren Wagner has snatched up a membership. That's awesome. Anyone else who wants to be? Shane says they want us to start canceling one another. Exactly. Once we start tone policing each other, spiraling, purity spiraling on each other, that's how it all comes apart. That's what we have to resist at all costs. So Yeah, that's what when people start saying that stuff, my defenses go up straight away. I'm like, all right, we're going down a bad path. I mean, not like if someone's out there, screaming the N-word in all the chats and saying like real outlandish stuff, sure. But if someone's just like joking around or doing what in any other non-clown world would have been accepted or was accepted, like 2 years ago, but isn't now, then yeah, we have to stand up and say, no, we're not going to be doing that.
It is funny though, like you very occasionally you do see people in chat saying, racist things, and like generally the mods like put them into the shadow realm pretty quick. Like they time them out very quickly, and you don't see it that often. Anyway, Shane says SJWs police themselves. It's called cancel culture.
That's it. Devilfish says we call it the Malin line. Yeah, that's awesome, D. Thank you so much for that. Camel, imagine when they put gifting on your channel.
Yeah, I mean, someone asked me about that the other day. Just like it's not something I can just toggle on or off. It's something that is gifted to you by YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, what am I gonna do? I'll tell you this though, if I get to a point where I feel like it's not worth me doing the show because I'm not making any money, I will just end Camel Nights.
Oh, I like it. If escalated to threats.
I know.
That's not a threat. It's.
I think Camel's like $1 away from just throwing it all away.
Well, no, it's about maintaining my time.
Yeah. This is actually a question that Antoine sent me that I'll be doing a video on when I get time, is the whole YouTube thing. It's like you got to balance your time, and you got to question, like, is this worth it? Like, am I getting out of what I'm spending all this time doing what I need to be getting out of it? Or could I be spending this time doing something more productive that's going to be making me more money in other ways? It's a valid question because we see it all the time. I would say
really.
a lot of what goes on in the streams on CG is just people hanging out for no other reason than just we like hanging out, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But if that's time that you're taking away from being more productive, yeah, that can become a real issue.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of projects coming up. I have campaigns coming up. I mean, people know who I am. It's not like I'm going to get rid of the channel, but if it gets to a point where it's like, what, we made $20 one night, it's like I can literally, that's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And so it's like I do have shit to do.
Lethal Diva, I thought the Camel Knights memberships were going good. No.
They are, but they're also only $1 a pop. So if Mike has, I don't know, 50 at $5, that's, we have 110 or 115 at $1, then it's, I tried to make it low because I thought it would get more people, but it didn't really seem to make a difference. Which, then it puts me in a position of like, okay, so what do we do? Do we member gate the video game show 100%?
Yeah, I wouldn't advocate that.
No, but I'm speaking, sort of thinking out loud. It's like, at what point is it worth it to have a membership? Is it worth it to do? If people don't think that it's worth their money or time, then I have to consider whether or not it's worth my money or time.
Sumo says this sub story is going to work on me, Camel.
Brain Taste Awful says, Camel, how about not talking about COVID for what seems like hours on end? I've never seen you in my chat. Do you watch my show? If you think that that's all we talk about, then you have no idea what the show's about.
Yeah, we haven't done COVID nights in a while.
Man, Camel is
maybe
angry
some
today.
nights they were long, but not for a long time.
And I thought I was in a bad mood. Jesus.
It's not a bad mood. It's just, you know, you want an answer, I'm going to give you an answer. Might not be what you want to hear.
I'm scared. I'm scared now. Just getting back away.
No, the show's doing great. We get like 200 plus people in there now. Have for the last month and a bit.
Yeah.
The show
No,
itself.
I mean, the show's going fine. That's not an issue.
Antoine says, Camel, do more risque content. Show your tits.
Okay.
Dave says, I never saw Camel getting angry before.
I'm not angry. Trust me. You'll know when I'm angry.
All right, back in a second.
When Camel's angry, he's like one of the people on Dramatize Me, one of the Ukrainian men. Is Rob gone? Oh, I'm supposed to do a show now. I was like, what's Rob doing? He's like, I look, he's not even there.
He's gone off. He's crying now.
Oh, I suppose I could
Camel's
take
mad
a
at
break
me.
from all this intensive shadowing that I'm doing.
Yeah, no,
Camel do a
I
hot
see.
tub stream.
Mhm. I see comments. No, I'm not thinking about ending the show. I'm just saying, you always have to consider your options based off of the amount of time you put into something. That's just what a business is.
Yeah.
So don't it's not some veiled threat or anything. I don't want people to think that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of creators. How do I say this without sounding like a dick? Fuck it, I can't not. It's just who I am.
Just embrace being a dick, Rob.
I think a lot of creators, some creators don't treat this like a business, do they? They're just making comics, not thinking of it as a business, so to speak.
Yeah, that's pretty fair to say. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I make pretty good money on YouTube, and I wouldn't be making Fractured Mind if I wasn't. Like, that's just the reality of it. I was doing a lot of streaming while I wasn't making any money anyway, but that was sort of like I was trying to build the channel up. But I know a lot of guys are doing that for a long time, and for as long as I have, and still not making any money off it. And that's just the way it's going to be. Like, that's the Pareto principle in effect, I don't know what to do about that. I think you can. I don't know if you want to even.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of people that are putting in lots of hours on YouTube doing like long streams that aren't really beneficial for them. They're not getting the views that they would like to get, and maybe they'd be better off doing something different on YouTube and changing it around somehow. I don't know.
Well,
it's easy. What are you gonna
Um,
say, Cal?
Well, Geronimo says, "What is your business, Camel?" So the business is making comics. I mean, that's always what it is. And so, obviously YouTube can take a back seat to that, or even, you do it to bolster your comic book sales. And so that's, a fair point. If the next campaign I launch doesn't do what I expect it to, then I do have to consider, like, well, is me being on YouTube worth that time? So, because otherwise, yeah, maybe it's worth it for me to not do YouTube, spend all of my time getting the book out faster, much, much faster, you know, take a Roquefort approach to things, where I'm not necessarily a personality. Now, there are some guys who make more money doing YouTube. And so for them, that is their business. They might even sell comics, but they make more money doing YouTube.
Yeah, if you take it to the extreme, you look at a guy like Tug, who would make huge amounts of money on YouTube. And then the comic is like, and even though that might be his passion, like his job is YouTube. So, yeah, but for most people, it's like you want to make your comic, you want to promote it and get it out there. So you go onto the platform where that's, you know, best for you. That's YouTube. Okay. How much time out of your day does that swallow up? And that, because you're essentially you're doing marketing. It's like promotional work for your comic. And then, you know, how much is that return on investment? Like, what's that actually look like? And you look at a guy like Kenneth, who barely spends any time on YouTube, who's, you know, about to break 6 figures on his book. And that's like the other extreme difference from Tug.
And I think the thing too is, you know, especially in Camel Moon, we don't talk about campaigns. And I know the few times I've even brought up my own campaigns that people are kind of like, I don't want to hear about that, because they're not watching that show for that. So, you know, it's hard to please everyone, but it's also really difficult to make sound business decisions when people have expectations that are contrary to what is going to be beneficial for me as an industry or my own company.
Lethal Diva, it takes years for most people to build a channel, though. Like at Nerdrotic and Heels versus Babyface, they didn't become stars overnight, and now with the economy taking a turn for the worse. Yep. YouTube hurts forever, says Shane. Dash Hammer, this is one. I'm sub to a few creators who only have like 10 watching at a time. It's not nice to have access, but it's probably not helping their books. I think that's kind of mainly my point. Like, there's a big difference between like streaming for 8 hours when you got 1,000 people watching, or streaming for 8 hours when you got 10 people watching. Like,
okay, that's true.
Easier said than done, I know.
That's what's, yeah. So, okay, take a guy who gets between 10 and 25 viewers on his streams, right? And he's doing that regularly, multiple times a week. Yeah, if you look at it as though, okay, how does this help his sales? Not immensely, a little bit, but not huge amounts. So then you got to say, okay, well, what is he? How can he justify spending that much time on YouTube? And then you got to look at it. Okay, well, he's building his channel. He's trying to grow to become a big channel where it does actually, you know, help him with his sales. Okay, well, that's fine as well. But then you got to look at, okay, so how long has he been doing it, and what's the growth rate here? You know, like, did he have 5 viewers last year and now he's got 10, 15? Or did he have 10 to 15 for the last 2 years? And that's when you got to start asking some tough questions about the time that you're spending on YouTube, and you know, is it helping your goal of putting out a comic and getting out to the most people possible?
Yeah, like if you're spending like 8 hours, let's say you're spending like 10 hours a week on YouTube, and you're getting like 10 viewers during those 10 hours, you'd be much better off, you know, streaming 1 or 2 hours and putting the rest of the time into videos or whatever else you wanted to do. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Streams are so much easier than videos, like magnitudes easier.
Yeah.
You just turn on,
you just go
and go. and the crowd turns up, and sometimes you get super chats, and it's all great. But yeah, the videos get you subscribers for the most part. New people.
Dave says Roquefort isn't much on YouTube, but Groken 2 came out soon after issue 1. Just saying. Yeah.
Well, yeah. He's the example of the other end of the spectrum, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really use Roquefort as an example for anything, because he's really one of a kind with his art, and he's so well renowned. You know, like, and so incredible. I don't think the rules really apply to him.
I don't think there are any rules, Rob.
You know what
I
I'm
don't think
saying?
it works like that. I think YouTube isn't a priority marketing sort of thing that he's doing. He's focused on other things. He does a lot on Twitter. He does a lot on Instagram. He does that daily. It's very popular. Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to, though. Like, he doesn't need to do YouTube.
No, that's what I'm saying. But there might be other guys who, might be better off not doing YouTube either, or less YouTube. I don't know. I don't think it's like a hard and fast rule that you have to be on YouTube streaming for hours a day, trying to build up a massive channel. Obviously, we know if you can get there, it's going to be great, but it's not necessarily going to get there for everyone.
Michael says Roquefort also has some vocal enthusiastic fans who essentially promote him for him by proxy.
Well, he has pre-existing fans too.
Yeah,
span back years, like that guy Josh who stumbled onto Jeremy's stream. Like, you and I don't have that.
No, we may have fans to some extent, but it's not even the same ballpark as what Kenneth has. And with
there's so many other guys, surely. There's so many other, I don't know how many, but hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of guys who have pre-existing fans as well. But they're just not here doing this. So it's not, I just don't want to think like, oh, this is the only way to do it, the way we're doing it. I do it this way is because I was like, I mean, when I started, no one at all knew who I was or what I was doing. There was, almost no other way to let anyone know. But I also really enjoy this. I was happy doing this when I was making no money anyway. Like, I actually enjoy it. So I get a kick out of it. I love hanging out with the chat. I go into chats, just to hang out.
But you also really haven't done like long 8-hour streams regularly. It's always been like a short show for you.
Not always. I used to do the long ones.
The majority.
Back in the day.
I think, though, a lot of guys who are doing it like doing it. I mean, I love doing Camel Nights. I love it. It's actually like one of the highlights of my week. It might be my favorite day. Like, I can't wait to start it. I feel like I got my stories. Mike and I are gonna have a good time.
I think the highlight of your week, Camel, should be the fact that you're married to someone.
Yeah, I see her every day.
Bro, calm down. Calm down.
But yeah, so it's like, we wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be sinking in as many hours as I was if I didn't enjoy doing it. I think that's true for anything. I'll go get a real job if that's, or a 9 to 5 at some office. I get, I don't even know. At this point, I feel like once a week I get requests for being like multimedia managers making 6 figures from companies all over. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking do that. I've done that. I don't want to do that anymore. It's like, it's tedious. And like, I would rather be doing what I'm doing.
Man, I'm copping it in the chat. Mo says, Rob, could you shout out some of your fans? I want to know who you think they are. D-Wag says, Rob has fans. Sheila says,
love it.
Rob, you ruined the moment. God, it goes on and on.
Well, keep
He
reading
says, I rate what you're all doing with the drawing streams and also the launch streams. I would not have found out about the great books people are doing. Checkpoint says,
yeah, there's a lot of utility as well. Like I take that seriously. There's a lot of utility. I didn't intend to become a sort of a focal point for promotions and launches, but it's having happened, I'm very happy that it did, and I'm very happy to continue doing that because I love being part of that. So there's that side of it as well, and that's sort of that the money doesn't really come into it, although that the money is always great. On a big night, I think on Reaper Destroyer night, I ended up making, I don't know, $250 or something for an hour's work.
Camel's going to rage quit in a second.
It's great.
What? No, I don't care.
Camel just got done saying he could be making 130K as a media dude.
Checkpoint says, Rob can ruin any moment, no exceptions. Jamie Max says, I'll be your fan, Rob. Dave says, I'm your fan, Rob. Team Rob from Michael. Rob has an OnlyFans from Pork Hunt.
I'm liking this Pork, Mr. Hunt.
He's great.
He's
fun rolling
the cut of his jib.
Tiny Baby Sloth says, I'm a fan of Rob. He seems like a nice dude and a great artist. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. The best.
That laugh was so genuine. Oh, classic.
Ryan says, I'm not liking how many Rob Sims are in the chat. I am. It's nice.
Are we seriously not doing Rob Tink this year, Rob? You don't want to do it?
No, we can do it. We should do it when I launch Replicator 4, though. That would be good for me.
Why would we do
Lethal,
that?
I see what you said. I would go on that show. I think that would be cool.
What did Lethal say?
We need to get Camel on Flashcast. That would really be a shot in the arm for Camel Knights.
That's the whole thing about YouTube, I think, is you just got to stick around. Grow up a bit until someone big notices you, likes what you're doing, and gives you a shout out. That's like, this happens to everyone. This is what it's like. The people who figured out YouTube understand this, and that's why these channels, help promote each other. We do it here in CG on a small level, but yeah, no, that would be great. And I think Camel Knights would be perfect for that. I mean, I think the people who watch Flashcast would love Camel Knights if they knew about it. But it's getting out there is the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the rub.
Shane says people need to note Roquefort draws like a motherfucker. It's a factor. Yeah, I don't think anyone disagrees.
Yeah.
Do you really want to hang out on Flashcast? He's probably drawing at the same time, Bancroft. I don't know.
He paused it to go. I don't know.
He's also a smart guy.
Shane.
Him and John, they're smart.
It's not like you're in love with them or anything, is it?
SMART.
Sounds like Rob's looking for a channel to go promote his mailing list on. I think you're really smart.
Flashcast is full of creeps and weirdos. I'm there every Saturday. I don't even know what that show is.
I mean, we watch and laugh at creeps and weirdos for half of the show on Camel Knights. That's our shtick.
I like the video game show. I think that's a good show.
I think it's a great show.
That's another one too. I mean, it's fun doing. One of the hosts is great. The other one's kind of a moron, but like for the most part, I enjoy doing it.
That's really mean to call Mike a moron, Camel.
Well, no, it's just a total, like, that's why we don't let him play, you know? This guy's a total idiot, so.
Camel could also try landing some guests with overlapping audiences, Nick Replicator, for example. Yeah, people say this all the time, like we need to like cross-pollinate with other YouTube creators that are kind of in this area. I don't really see anyone doing it. I don't know who those people are.
Well, it's a lot easier said than done.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it'd be great. It'd be like we were joking months ago about getting Eric July on Camel Nights. And I was like, I don't know him. I might as well ask Elon Musk to be on the show. Like I can send a tweet, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything. So it's like, it's not
unless
really
their show, unless their show is specifically about bringing other YouTubers on to meet and greet. It's not really that common. Not saying it can't happen, not saying it won't happen, but it's not like, I don't know. I didn't get a sense that YouTubers are out there just saying, oh, hey, can I get on your show and you come on my show? That's more of like a comic book sort of thing to do. I don't know if like you just got, hey, Nick, oh man, I got a channel. I promote comics. Can I get on there? I mean, maybe they will. I know Joe Ball was on there the other day. I don't know how that came about. I don't know if Joe knows Nick, but
and it's
just
also
more of a luck thing most of the time, I think.
Yeah,
Mo is all over my ass today.
The difficulty of like people want to have success and keep in their own. So you're going to have big channels who want to be on big channels. And it's like, so it's really, really difficult to be like, oh yeah, well, I'll get Replicator Law. And like, I don't think he probably doesn't even know who we are, you know?
Guaranteed he doesn't know who we are. Look, I'm not saying don't go out there and network. I see Sheila saying it's called networking. I agree. Let's network. Let's all do that. But it's like anyone who networks knows it's about rubbing shoulders in the same circles.
Yeah.
And there's a sort of a hierarchy going on, just like in business. You know, you don't see the janitors rubbing shoulders with the CEOs all that often. So it's like, all right, oh man, I got this channel. I got 3,000 subs. Can I come hang out on yours? You've got 600,000. You know, it's not like it's not that common is what I'm saying. I'm saying it can't be done. It's just you gotta hang around, you know, so eventually you know someone who knows someone and then it can happen. Just like now Joe Ball knows Replicator Law. I know Ethan knows Replicator Law, but it takes time to like. We don't all know each other that well, is what I'm saying. Like even people we stream with regularly, we don't know each other like that well.
I know you. I know when
someone asked me the other day, could you ask Ethan blah 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 blah? I was like, I don't.
Yeah. I'll just text them. I'll call them up right now.
You guys have seen me on stream with Ethan. That's, apart from a few very, quick back and forths about stuff related to stuff I've bought from him and other stuff. That's the extent of our I don't want to say it, like relationship or whatever. It's not like I don't go to people and just sort of, hey, can you do this for me? Because some guy on Twitter asked me to. Or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's keeping me out of circles that I should be getting into more often. But I feel like this stuff sort of comes. Like I don't want to force myself onto people. Familiarity comes by just sort of being around long enough.
Talk more about the back room, says Perth.
Oh, the back rooms. The DM groups.
They're really not that interesting, really. Like you think all this crazy stuff goes on in there.
I don't think. I don't think I'm in one Twitter chat room. I was in a couple, and I deleted myself because I was like, you get notified all day. I was like, I can't.
That's the bad thing. That's the number one bad thing about them is you really can't turn off the notifications. Even when you mute the conversation.
Yeah.
It still comes
crazy.
in. Obviously, yeah, if you can get into some really, good ones that within relation to, big streamers and they say, hey, jump on, that's obviously a great opportunity. Bancroft has EVS in his pocket.
Sheila says, LOL Bancroft, you could add Camel to the green room.
I don't add anyone to anyone else's room. That's
for
me.
I would
that
not
seems
want
like a
poor
faux pas.
taste.
Yeah, that's not cool. It's not cool.
I
Then
mean,
I show up there
most-
and people are like, "How did you get here?"
Yeah.
No, it's just like I don't do that. I don't do that.
I think
maybe Ethan would be totally cool for me to do that. No, I mean, there's lots of things that people say I should do, and I said we don't do that here.
Yeah, you gotta put your hand. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
That's not true. Sheila says you're EVS's favorite Aussie. Unless she's referring to me, then I'll take it. Thanks.
You're Ethan's favorite Aussie artist. Difference. So, look, I don't know. I just like.
Also, like, not for nothing, but that no one wants that. No one wants to be like the tag along, right? Like, oh, welcome to the party. I brought my weirdo friend. Like
he's got a funny laugh.
Yeah,
you love him.
Yeah. It's no good.
Val says, why don't you collaborate with Andy Smith of First Man? In what sense? About what? How?
I've had Andy on a bunch of times. I'll have him on again. I'm not going to make a comic with him. But
Andy
guy.
posted something
like
the other
Andy.
day. He did this like cartoon X-Men style. It looked amazing. I kind of want to see
Andy's
a book
awesome.
in that style.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he was doing that a while ago. He said, "No, he said it was a real cartoony style." I was like, it sort of felt like like he was sort of putting it down a little bit. No, it looked great. Yeah,
I thought it looked amazing. It was really, really cool. Like that was the type of stuff that I was into. I would pick a book up like that in a heartbeat.
And kind of like just going back to the adding people to the green rooms kind of stuff. I think you probably already said it, but you don't want to get in the room not being invited by the person who owns the room.
Yeah. I think that's.
I just think it's Twitter. I just think it's Twitter faux pas adding people to rooms that you were added to.
It's an etiquette
without asking. It's an etiquette thing. Val seems surprised that I had Andy on. No, I've had Andy on a bunch of times. I'll have anyone on. Some people that I haven't had on, it's purely scheduling. Like I haven't had Billy on for his own show. Billy's come on for another show. But it's timing. Billy can't do like the 11 p.m. show. It's too late. And he also can't do weekends. We want to do the early show. So that's sort of why, you might not see people on my show. But I'll talk to anyone.
40% Zed says, there are ways to collaborate that aren't obvious. Do you guys sell to the USA and Canada? Perhaps it would be easier if you had a big CG creator get your stuff produced in North America and distribute it for you. We've talked about this to death, I think, Bancroft. It's just the quality control, for one.
Yeah. And at the moment, I mean, this might change in the future. This is the big misunderstanding. It's actually not difficult to distribute to the States. Like our whole economy, we're 25 million people, and our whole economy is based around export. Like that's what we do. in Australia. It is not difficult to get things to the States. It's not particularly expensive either. So, yeah, I think that will happen eventually, but it's not an issue. It's not the same issue of getting stuff from the States to Australia. And there's people, and I've helped out friends. There's people like Hockey who's started up a business helping Americans get stuff out here, but it'll come. It'll come.
Bancroft, I'm not a mod in the chat. You unmodded me.
I did. I stripped you of your wrench.
Fix it.
Really?
Well, you were punished by request of Mo for 5 minutes for gross gatekeeping on your channel. And
for the stream where we had Groken and Battle Brick Road, that stream.
That's the stream, yes. And this is a very minor punishment. And then all you had to do was write something in the chat.
I did.
Did you get timed out?
Yes, and I got timed out like 5 minutes ago. Fix it up, mate.
Maybe. I don't know, Rob. I don't know. That's like you're asking me to take your word over Mo's. That's like, yeah, it's like it was set up here. Like, don't forget your fans. Gremlington said, don't lose sight of your fans. Some YouTubers prioritize gaining favor of large creators over their own fans, and their channel becomes boring and nothing more than a satellite of a larger channel. Couldn't have said that better myself.
Mortal V, Rob is going to betray Bancroft. This is the end of CG. You got Skip with Super Chat.
Skip says, Rob can have my wrench if you make him share my mailing list. You mean if he shares his mailing list with you? Thank you for the super chat. Nonetheless, there will be no sharing of mailing lists. There will be no wrench decisions made hastily. I don't... Wrenches. That's a thing, isn't it?
Jamie says, CG ended when Liam left. Just face it, everyone. Mo is fucking on me tonight, Bancroft. He's been non-stop, and you're not paying attention. It says,
well, you got to read it out to me.
I am reading them out. Rob is auditioning to be Perch's new co-host. God damn it, Mo.
What's wrong with that?
I know. Ryan Johnson is right. The wrench wars never change. I'm like that Chinese guy at the mining thing. It's all so tiresome. The wrench wars never end.
Hey, speaking of which, I never got my wrenchy.
No one did,
Camel. And somehow Mike gets away with it all. Fucking just not deliver.
I want to say I would wear it as like a little necklace, like a pendant.
I've still got them sitting right here. You know what happened is I contacted a guy to do like little laser engraving, and that was all going to happen, and then everything got shut down. And then it just, one thing comes up the other. I know. I know. And then I just said, look, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just turning it into an online thing. It's too much. It's too much for me to do.
Rob, did you get one?
No one got one.
No. I mean, did you win one?
Yeah, I won the funniest award, didn't I, Mike?
No, unfunniest. You won.
Oh.
Unfunniest.
Well, could you just at least send me mine so I can hold it over Rob's head?
Sure.
I
might do that. I might send out
most crippled.
No,
biggest grifter.
I think I was the funniest guy on earth. I think it was what I got.
Said no one.
I mean,
My
they're
wife
sitting
doesn't
here.
even
I can
fight.
send them out. I can absolutely send them out, but I'm not. I'm not going to get around to like engraving them or anything. Obviously, I wanted to make because Mo's won multiple golden wrenches. It's a whole thing turning a wrench gold. You can't buy them anywhere. I would have done that. It's just like everything was in my way, trying to stop the wrenches from going out.
Mo says, I suspect I Borrow Ideas was banned by Rob.
I Borrow Ideas was never banned. I would welcome back I Borrow Ideas in a heartbeat.
Pork Hunt says Kanan and Brooks are simping to McFarlane to get a Spawn cover. Right.
I heard it said in the chat, and I don't know this, so take this with a massive grain of salt. That he hasn't gotten much, if any, work since the whole peace out CG. See you later. I'm not CG anymore.
Who's this?
Kanan.
This wasn't Ethan talking about this tonight.
Oh, I don't know. I had to leave.
I think right at the end he was saying something about
Mike.
that.
You might want to have a look at chat and see if you need to time someone out or not. Just you need to have a look at that. Jarro says, Mitch Brightweiser is back on Twitter. Where's the celebration? I want to get some colors from Elizabeth. What are the chances of that?
Ask. Just ask.
Where is she? Is she on Twitter still? Or should I slide into Mitch's DMs?
No, don't slide into husband. Don't slide into partner's DMs trying to get in contact. Surely
I did that
there's
the
an
other day.
email. You did?
Yeah, it actually worked out.
I got nude pics and everything.
I did. It was sensational.
Surely, like, you could get in touch with them through Allegiance website or something. Just ask. You ask everyone.
I do. Yeah, Bronze Age Kid says Elizabeth is the best colorist in the business, better than Kyle. There, I said it. A lot of people, well, actually, I don't want to say a lot. A few people have said that exact same thing.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
Kenneth Rocafort is the best colorist in the business. Anyway, Kyle and Elizabeth are completely different. You know, they do. Yes, they're both coloring comic books, but it's a completely different animal. I've said this 100 times. To me, it's Kenneth and Kelsey, all the way.
Yeah, you love
Kelsey. Elizabeth is amazing, though. There's no taking away from Elizabeth. She is a super talent.
Antoine likes apples and oranges, apparently.
I do too. Yeah, exactly. He's saying apples and oranges. It's a totally different. They're going for something completely different with what they're doing.
Elizabeth and Kenneth for me.
I would actually be interested in seeing what sort of thing you would want Elizabeth to do for Replicator, because I think that would be a style that would much more lend itself to Kyle's colors than Elizabeth's.
I did email Kyle earlier today to see if he can color this piece for me. On the covers for Replicator 4.
Oh, that's so detailed.
Look at that sexiness.
Shelby inked that.
Mm-hmm. I've got the inks for it. I'll show you in a sec.
Oh, you guys have really big mouth.
I think it's normal. I think it's within the constraints.
Expressive. Soy.
These are the inks here. He's good, huh?
Yeah,
Shelby.
awesome. Yeah. He knows how to ink. I'll give him that. He knows how to color too. You should have just said, "Hey, while you're doing that, just color it for me."
He sent it off to
Put it on
his
the
flatter.
tab.
He sent it off to his flatter, which was strange, but you know it's flattered now.
Just that means he's like he's waiting for you to finesse him.
You know? Finessing Shelby's hard work.
He wants you to wine and dine him. That's all. Make him an offer he don't refuse.
Thanks. Why would you want Betty to color that, says Jaro?
Yeah, you wouldn't. I don't think. Maybe you could give your new hotshot colorist a stab at it.
He's working on the mail-in piece, so I need that done because the deadline's approaching very rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everyone's working on that right now.
Well, you kind of have to, because
just like a whole bunch of high schoolers.
Yeah, getting their exams ready. Gotta get my project in. Can we ask for extensions?
I don't think so.
Probably not as smart.
Unless you're
probably
down.
could, but then he would never ever ask us anything again.
Yeah. Put you on blast over it.
There's 103 people in here, so if you could please hit like, Mike would appreciate it. And also there's a subscribe button. Give that a little bit of a tickle.
And get the bell on for notifications. That helps out. And please do make sure you are signed up for Painted Death, the book I'm currently drawing right now. Trying to get to 800 signups. 800 signups is just 200 away from 1,000, which is what I would love to get to before we launch. That would be incredible.
Sign up.
Incroyable.
Sign up for it here, right here.
There you go. You can win one of those exclusive books. There will only be 10 printed ever. And you can win 5 of them just by signing up. You don't even have to back the friggin' book. That's the extent of my generosity.
Mo, pretend the like button is Rob's face. Do your worst. Fucking hell, Mo. Killing me.
Oh, yeah, this is revenge. This is revenge.
I don't know what I've done to him.
Bronze Age Kid says, "Wow, I thought you would have 1,000 by now. Lucent was so good." No, I think that's actually quite a very good number. I think it was on par with Rini, where she was at right before she got cancelled, and that shot her to the moon. So a little bit of cancelling, maybe we get that started. But a lot of people they don't need to they're gonna back it, so they don't necessarily feel like they need to sign up.
When do you think they'll catch on that the possibility of canceling someone will actually only get them more money?
Oh no, they know. No, they know. That's why they cancelled Rini then. So they knew. Shane went into this. He looked at the timeline. They've known about Rini being here. She's been here for a year and a half. She's been building her own channel. She gets over 100 people in her streams.
Does
So
she?
what she's been on Ethan's plenty of times. They waited until she didn't just finish her campaign. She closed it all out, and you couldn't actually buy a new comic anymore. And that day, the day after, bang, they're out there complaining about it. So there's no way to financially support it. She does have a website where you can take pre-orders if anyone's interested, but buying a book, that's done. So yeah, no, I think they know. And with her, they didn't actually mention her name because they didn't want it to, we had to sort of infer what it was all about. Eventually it all came out, but
Sheila says, Rob and Camel, I think she means Mike, you should mention your books like once on Camel Nights at least. Show it at the end, but what do I know? Yeah, why don't you? Like, why don't you put it as part of the outro or something, Camel?
Well, I guess...
Well, fuck you,
I don't
Rob.
really
That's why.
want to shill on that show. And the few times I have, people kind of get annoyed with it.
But can you just play like an outro with like at the end of the thingo with the comics?
Yeah, I can do whatever I want. It's my TV show. The truth is I just, I don't know. I feel like CG needs a little bit of an escape from all of the shilling. Also, at the time, I mean, my campaign in Mike's, they were over. I mean, they were over. So like,
yeah, I think I'm with Camel on this.
It's just like, I'm going to be wasting people's time shilling a book that at that point was 18 months old. It's like, so we'll see what happens with the next campaign. Maybe I'll put a segment in there. And this is the other thing too. If I do it for myself, then it's kind of dick for me to not do it for other people. So if I, then at that point, it's actually a segment that I have to, carve time out for every week.
I don't necessarily think that's the case, but I do understand that might be the perception from some people.
Right. And that's why we started doing it on the game show. I was like, look, I have it here. If you guys want to watch shilling, we can do it there.
Sheila asked what happened with Rainey. Heather Antos just came out feigning sadness and disappointment that a very good friend of hers is now Comicsgate, that she'd apparently just realized a year and a half later. So yeah, it was all just Twitter theater. And Rini started getting people sliding up into her DMs trying to warn her and give her advice on you're so talented, don't throw your career away with this cult.
Wish people would just shut the fuck up more. Seriously.
That's what she told them. She said,
why does everyone have to have opinion on everything?
Also, yeah, I mean, and I think Rini's point too was just like, what have you done, speaking about Antos, to help me get my dream project off the ground? Nothing. You've done nothing. And I think especially if you have a book that you want to make and the mainstream is not going to pay attention or give you any type of help promoting or making or anything, then why on earth would you stick it out for another 10 years and hope maybe you can get it done then? I mean, that's retarded.
That's Malin was talking about that. That's the system. The system is
the system.
You work in the indies. It's the system. You work in the indies for nothing until someone notices you at the big leagues. You get the call up to the big leagues. You slave in the big leagues until you become such a known quantity, a real living legend, at which point then you go to Image and put out your passion project and make a couple of thousand on that, and then you get to work on the book that you want. This whole time you're just like a wage slave, and then when you finally get to do your big project, it makes shit all, because you get like 10 cents out of the $3 covered price and you sell 2,500 copies because there's no way to promote it. I mean, that's what happened to Frege. Like, that's the system. So yeah, you're right. It's bullshit. Why would that be appealing to anything other than your own ego? And the fact that you can say, I drew whatever for like 3 years until I was spat out.
And so a lot of these guys do that, right? They've done that. So it pisses them off when they see other people not doing that, leaving, and making
jumping the queue.
Yeah, jumping and making tons and tons and tons of money doing it a different way. You know, CG, nobody would give a shit about anything going on in CG if a CG didn't make money.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, like, you know how they say like 30% of comic crowdfunding campaigns actually get funded? I would actually be really interested to know what percentage Comicsgate crowdfunds get funded. Like, what percentage is it? That would be interesting. It's got to be above the 30%.
I've not heard that 30% number, so I can't really speak on that. But no, it would be well over 30%. I don't know what the number is, but yeah, it's actually like a bit of an event when a book here doesn't fund. Everyone knows about it. You know, it's remembered. It's something that people talk about.
Well, it's kind of the thing, like,
opines on why that took place. You know,
CG campaigns dwarf Kickstarter campaigns for comics overall, right? I don't know. You'd have to look at all the numbers.
I think they do.
CG, look.
Every so often, I'll go into Kickstarter and just see what they have going, and they don't have nearly as big 6-figure campaigns as many of them as Indiegogo does.
You don't see guys like us over on Kickstarter who haven't been around for years and years and years, building up some audience somewhere, going out and making anywhere near 50,000 on their campaigns. That doesn't happen over there. You will see like people who are well known making decent amounts. At the same time, you'll also see people who are very well known making amounts that are just pretty standard in Comicsgate, that are just pretty okay. Typical. So I do think the audience over there is larger.
Yeah, but like I showed you the other day, Mike, I can't remember how many backers it was, but I'm thinking like it was like 400 or something like that. I showed Mike a campaign the other day on Kickstarter. It had like, let's go with 400 backers, and they made less than $10,000. It's just like, people aren't making money over there on Kickstarter. It's all like digital sales, and the prices are really, really fucking low. Really low.
Yeah, we've really lent into the crowdfunding is for the premium initial offering, whereas they're very much trying to compete with the mainstream. So we're like, no, we're going to do something else. We're going to do something that's a bit more akin to the European model. And then, that's how we've sort of done it. And that works for growing your IP, because you can actually afford things and make money, and then, put that money into new campaigns and lots of stuff. Over there, you're exactly right. That time I put out that tweet asking a question about whether or not it was better to do $25 with $10 shipping or $20 with $15 shipping or something like that. And it reached out to normie Twitter, to normie comic book Twitter. It got outside the CG bubble. Everyone was like, these are ridiculous prices. I would never pay that for a comic. That's absurd. Who would ever do that? That's like a grift. That's robbing people. So yeah, Kickstarter has a very different mindset when it comes to that. But if you offer them a lot of stuff, people will still pay good money, but most people will just offer that, cheaper comic, $8 physical, $4 digital, and then maybe a T-shirt or something.
Model V, Rob, when is Replicator 4 sign up page live? It's ready to go right now, Model V. You can find it on my Twitter. It's very rough, but please sign up for Replicator 4. As you can see, we've got an absolutely sick cover already, and the art's going to be fantastic as always. I mean, look at that.
When did you put this up?
Just today, actually. I wanted to get it for the show tonight. It's very rough. It's very bare bones, but it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. It's right there. Sign up, please.
Not that rough. The art's pretty cool. You're saying just because it's in black and white.
Black and white, yeah. I haven't got the colors done yet.
Yeah,
I wanted to get the colors. I wanted to get the colors done, but get to the point where you just have to get stuff done. You have to get people to sign up for it. You have to get stuff in motion. Hit the link. That would be awesome. Mortal V will get it. I'm sure he's awesome. Aaron Alfecci was good. Whatever happened to him? He's still working with Zach on Jawbreakers, I'm pretty sure, to some extent. He's working with Zach anyway. He might be doing Expendables. I don't know. Joe Rose says, art looks damn good, Rob. Yeah. We're going to have the best fight scene in comics.
Whoa.
Big call.
Hold on.
No, it's going to be sick, dude. The fight scene is we've had 3 issues of, where's the Replicator? When are we seeing the Replicator? How can you not have the Replicator in the first 3 books? Well, he's coming in this one. And
Don't
the fight
take that
scene...
dismissive tone, Rob. That's a valid question. But yeah, I hear you.
Well, it's happening, Mike. It's happening in issue 4, and the fight scene where his powers come, or his or her powers come to light, is going to be sick. It is going to be an absolute baller of a fight sequence. It looks fucking awesome, and I can't show it off because it gives you away spoilers. But maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll have to see what happens.
Did you come up with a name for it yet?
I've got Revelations at the moment. I'm not 100% sold on it. I had a couple of others the other day. I might run a poll or something, get chat's feedback on it. Mo goddamn Biggs. Aaron Alfecci did some other book before working for Zach. Does anyone remember what it was? God damn.
Does not come into mind. Not coming to mind.
Those are some big words, Rob. Yeah, man. I'm
big
seriously. It's going to be an absolute cracker of a fight scene. So if you like action, I've got it, man. I've got it. Dave says, calls his book The Replicator, gets agitated when people ask when they finally see the Replicator. I get you.
Yeah, but it's Rob. We're used to it.
This is who I am. Can only apologize for being me.
I showed the Lucent in the very first book, Rob.
Revelations. Did I say reservations? Probably did. Xenotype.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah. Replicator reservations. It's either how to book a restaurant or something about Indians up in the Northwest.
I feel like someone needs to put me out of my misery today. Seriously. Sumo says,
put you out of my misery.
Cracker. I thought we were past all the racial stuff. God, yeah. I mean, that's...
We have to be true to our Australian roots. Here in Australia, we say things are an absolute cracker. It's true blue. It's dinky die. That's what we say. You can't hide who we are. Yeah, call it Dark Harvest. That would be awesome.
Antoine says Rob gets agitated when everything. You guys.
You do it out of love, Rob. What are you gonna? At what point are you gonna launch? What are you waiting for? What's your goal here with to launch?
I want to get all the covers done, and I've got some pretty sick things lined up for the covers that I don't really want to talk about it yet, but there's going to be something that I haven't seen anyone do in CG yet, and I think it's going to be visually amazing. And I've got an artist that I absolutely love for it, so hopefully they can get it done in the next 3 weeks. And then I want to get those all colored, and I want to get some more colors done of the internal pages, especially the fight scenes. Like, it's going to be so good.
Rob, if I send you a link, can you check out a comic that's just launched today?
Yep.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Jamie says, why do you hate white people, Rob? It's not just white people.
You're an equal opportunity hater.
Yeah, man. If you're going to hate, you might as well hate everyone. Replicator 4 sex machine? Okay, I like it.
I told Rob I would do him a cover, but he never followed up.
I was there. He actually did. He said, Rob, I'm available. And Rob just sort of gave him one of these old,
Yeah, that's nice.
That's good, Camel. It's nice.
But you keep drawing, buddy. You keep at it.
You'll get there one day, little buddy. That's what he said.
Okay. Whatever.
Why are you guys all guessing connected covers? I mean, why would you think that? Crazy. Mo Biggs, Rob wants to be put down like Bancroft's racist dog after her brush with the Chinese attracted the attention of animal control.
She was not put down because of any brush with the Chinese. She was put down because she had a distended belly. She ended up looking like a keg with like legs poking out the side. It's quite sad. This is Fractured Echo, which is this is just launched. I got the email just now. It's the book by Aaron Bennett, who, I mean, I don't know why they said it was launching at Australian time on Twitter, but the art, it's a collaboration between Aaron and our very own Rod Looper. I mean, that's all I know about it. I was hoping to be able to launch it, but we couldn't get timing to work out. But we'll get him on the show later this week. Rob, this scrolling is, I mean, painfully slow. What's happening?
Oh, you want some more speed?
A little bit. There we go. I want to see the art. I've not seen this. I mean, I'll be learning about it in a few days when I get them on. First time I'll have Rod on the show, which will be cool.
It looks cool.
Why are you gatekeeping Rod from the show, Mike? Why isn't he being on yet?
Gatekeeping Rod from the show.
It's not what it sounds.
John says that's a sad visual about a dog. It was very sad, John. Georgie was our dog for many years, and despite her racism, we loved her very much. And
you had a racist dog?
Sadly, yeah. Well, she was a rescue, so we think there might have been someone of a Asian ethnicity who might have
hurt her,
done her harm. She couldn't stand Asians, which wasn't great because my best friend is Asian, and he's like,
I'm your best friend.
It was fine with him. This is when I was young, but his dad, forget it. It was like really vicious too.
Bronze Age Kid says Replicator 4 Boy Island.
It's available. But yeah, this looks very cool. I dig the colors. I'm a big fan of Rod's art. Look at that. They got pins and stuff. I know nothing about the story, so that I'll have to find that out later. So there you go. I just got the email that launched.
Sumo says, did Bancroft just call me his best friend?
You remember those years, Sumo?
Sumo's not my best friend. Sumo's not even a member. He's a member of your show.
I'm not a member either, Camel.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose members because you're a member.
Is there a trailer? Can we play that trailer?
Oh, really?
What else you get? What else are we gonna do?
Not play the trailer?
God. What do you have against Rod Looper?
I have nothing against Rod Looper. I have a thing against trailers that I don't know if they're going to be good or not. That's what I have a thing against.
I will allow you to judge it.
It goes for a minute 40, so already
it's a bit long. It's a bit long. Oh no, but some trailers are that long. Like Shane's was quite long.
Demons
never know.
Born in hell. They're created, tortured, twisted,
cinematic
by darkness.
This is not part of the trailer, Robs.
On the trail of a fractured signal echoing through space. Bancroft, that's like you during the Olympics with the fire.
A little bit. Yeah, that's the final evolution of that. We did look like that, a whole troop of us.
A salvage crew arrives to assess the remains of a derelict vessel. Derelict. Damaged.
I dig this art. I like the bisexual lighting, Antoine.
Guided by a crew member with a secret. They venture forward into the bows of the ship. Where creatures wait to greet them.
That was loud.
Isolated and alone. Only one thought remains. Survive.
I like that it's cinematic. I like that they're talking about the story. Rod's art is obviously very good. And
I liked reading it.
Cool. I mean, it was a little slow. I would have like picked up the pace a bit, but overall,
Starlight Cats was the best trailer. It was good.
Very memorable. It was very memorable.
Very good.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go best trailer of all time, I'm going to go with oh fuck, my brain's forgotten it. Kyle Ritter's book. What was that called?
Oh yeah, Starblades. Yeah,
Starblades. That was I think the best trailer. Roach Balls has a fantastic trailer
Roach
as well.
Balls is great. I like the Terror in the Trenches. I like Ascension Cinema's Wrecked Planet one. I like my one for Painted Death, although that's just a teaser trailer. There's another one coming. Yeah. We're at 2 hours, so that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm actually quite happy that I got a little bit of drawing done.
We didn't talk about your art at all today. Like, not once did we talk about.
Are we supposed
your art.
to? I mean, I was just coloring in skulls.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the point?
I mean, yeah, look, we're selling the book, I suppose, getting people to sign up. Talking about the catacombs. We talked about the catacombs. We talked about the mysterious substance in the mysterious pit and the mysterious man exiting it.
Antoine says, Bancroft, are those black skulls from black people?
They're black because they're in shadow. So there's a fire here, and that's obviously going to catch on the bottom, and then the top is in shadow, and as it goes up, that contrast will really drop away. Nolan Lockhart back in number 2. Excellent. I think we'll be having him on who was it? Sumo who asked? I think Thursday. I might be doing 2 shows that day because I think that's also the day that the Ace is closing out. I got to figure it out between the two guys. Otherwise, we can just get them all on the same show. It's not a massive issue.
And if you haven't signed up for Painted Death, Mike, he's closing on 800 signups, man. That's absolutely ridiculous. I hope you'll hit 1,000 before you launch. I'm sure you
so
will.
do I. That would be very cool.
Be
I mean,
so
I've got,
cool.
yeah, like it's going to be massive. It's going to be so much fun. I've got big plans for the launch, for the campaign. People who liked and enjoyed Waking Dream are really going to love Painted Death. It is got so much more in it. It's a bigger book, but there's so much more of that stuff happening. Like, you've got theories of what it all means and what's actually happening. Yeah, clues galore, Easter eggs aplenty. So please do sign up. Yeah, Rob, sign up to Replicator 4 as well.
Yeah. Usually we usually do 32 pages, but this one's going to be probably like 48, I think, so far. So yeah, that's going to be an absolute cracker, man. The fight scenes, the revelation of who the Replicator is and their powers, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be top. Williams leveled up too, man. Some of the pages he's done are absolutely ridiculous in this book. So, yeah, the chick with the metal jaw is killer. Yeah, she's sick, man.
Yeah, the art is really leveling up, and can't wait to see it colored, because the colors you've chosen is really, really good and really fits with the book. So that's going to look cool. We've got 90 people in here. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Do also go subscribe to Camel Moon. One of the best channels in Comicsgate, hands down, for entertainment. You can't beat it. And subscribe to Rob as well.
Yeah, I mean, our show, Mike, is your wife's favorite show out of all the shows in CG.
It's our date time. So I don't have time for like normal dates. So she's like, I feel like I can hang out with you as someone in the chat.
Weird. That is so weird.
And House Salad is complete and should be arriving real soon. So that's very exciting too.
Yeah. Very good.
Other than that, I think that's it. We've got a big show coming up in a couple of days. Gonna have be talking about Exiled, which is the Wesley Snipes book. Yeah.
Mike. Is Wesley Snipes coming on the show?
And I didn't say that.
Okay, anyone who can read facial expressions, Mike did a slight smirk in his left corner of his mouth. Does that mean
I didn't say that? No, I didn't say that.
You didn't say it, but does that mean he's telling the truth that he's coming on?
I'm saying we're going to be Adam Lawson and Esquivo are going to be there 100%. I know that.
Am I going to be there?
No, you're not going to be there. But it's going to be a great show. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been fun as always. I will see you in a couple of days for Exile. It's going to be good. Yeah, that's it for me. See you later. Bye.
This country, you got to make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman. That's why you got to make your own moves.